Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome into another Black Clover full set breakdown. Today we're going to be diving into the green set based around the captains of Black Clover, or you can build a deck based around Asta and Yuno. If you haven't seen, I should already have the other set breakdowns as well as the starter deck breakdowns up. So yeah, if you guys are curious and haven't seen, I'll have links in the description. But without further ado, let's dive into this. So yeah, starting it out, we've basically got this green Asta and Yuno deck that is basically fully based around them. I mean, what you're really focusing on is 3 energy cost cards and trying to sort of flood the board and get a rush sort of vibe going off with this. But yeah, starting it out, we've got this Asta raid card here. Basically, the Asta Yuno deck looks like it's going to be sort of like a rush type of deck. What you're really focusing on in this deck is having as many 3 cost cards because you're doing a lot of like looking at the top cards and hopefully they're 3 costs in order to play them for free or just get extra effects off. But yeah, starting it off, we've got this Asta raid, which is a 3 cost 1 action point. Your opponent cannot activate draw trigger abilities whenever this character triggers that from their life. So yeah, if Asta swings, hits a draw trigger, they cannot activate that trigger. It's so funny. And then during your turn, if Yuno is on your field, all characters on your field gain 500. So essentially, hopefully as long as Yuno's on the field, he's a 4K, and then every other card on your field will get a little buff as well. And then when attacking, reveal the top card of your deck. If the revealed card has 3 energy required, this character gains impact until the end of the turn, and then you can put it on the top of your deck or put it on the bottom. So yeah, you're also going to be able to do some like deck filtering as well, which is really nice. But yeah, raid trigger, this is going to be a really nice card, especially if you're hitting those 3 costs as often as possible. And then your raid targets are going to be pretty simple. We'll have our 0 cost add to hand that you'll see for a lot of the raid cards. And then the other Asta is a 1 energy cost active main. Place 1 card from your hand on top of your deck. If you do, this character gains 1k BP until the end of the turn. So I guess you can actually use that ability to sort of set yourself up for a guaranteed 3 cost. That's really interesting. That could be really good. And then yeah, he's also going to be a 3500 when you do that. So not bad, especially for a 1 cost. And then the other big card in the deck is going to be your Yuno raid card. So he is going to be a 4 cost though, but when played, if Asta's on your field, you get to look at the top card of your deck and then put it on the top or bottom. And then when attacking, reveal the top card of your deck, then place it at the top or bottom of your deck. And then if the revealed card is a green character or site with 3 required energy and 1 action point, you can place 1 card from your hand into your sideline, and you can actually play the revealed card set to resting on your field, or you can raid with it if it's the Asta, which is pretty freaking crazy, all from his attacking. So his attacking effect could lead to you having a whole extra raid on the board, which is so crazy. So yeah, really wild plays are going to go off with this deck. He's going to be the raid trigger, of course, and then 4k BP. And then the Yuno cards that you'll have access to in this are going to be a 0 cost 1 action point Yuno, active trigger 3k, and then the 2k BP. Yeah, not bad for a 0. And then 2 energy 1 action point Yuno. He's going to have step, draw trigger, 3k BP. Really good, honestly. I like that, especially for a 2. And then 3 energy 1 action point Yuno. During your turn, if Asta's on your field, he'll gain 500 BP, making him a 35, and then Asta should make him a 4k as well, which is nice. And then when played, you can return 1 character on your field to your hand. If you do, switch this card to active, so you can essentially play him set to active, which is really nice. Swing with him the turn you play him. So yeah, 4 raid targets, those are going to be good. And then real quick, this is probably a good time to jump over to the starter deck exclusives. If you guys didn't see my starter deck breakdown video, we're getting some changes to the starter deck, starting with Black Clover. And one of the changes that we're getting is there's going to be these promo packs that you get in the starter decks, and they're going to have exclusive cards for each set, or I should say for the purple and the green set. So yeah, and they're gonna have exclusive cards in the promo packs for purple and green that you can only get from these starter deck promo packs. So yeah, the green exclusive starter deck promo cards you can get are going to be this Asta card here, 2 energy, 1 action point. You may treat this card as a 3 energy cost while it's in your deck. So when it comes to looking for those 3 costs, he costs 2 to play, but he can count as a 3 in your deck. That's really cool. And then he's going to be an impact nullifier. During your turn, if Yuno's on your field, he'll gain 500 BP, making him a 3500. And if you have a other rated Asta on the field, you can even make him a 4k, all for costing 2. That's so crazy. No trigger, but honestly, valid, worth it. And then the other exclusive starter deck promo that you can get is going to be 1 energy cost, 1 action point Yuno. He's going to have Step, and then when played, if Asta is on your field, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, place any number of them on the top of your deck in any order, place any number of them, the remaining cards on the bottom of your deck. Basically, you can look at the top 2, put them wherever you want on the top or bottom in any order. Really, really nice. Deck filtering with this is going to be sick, always hitting exactly what you want. It looks like you're going to be able to set up some really cool plays too if you know what you're doing. That's going to be a fun deck. But yeah, more for this deck that we have before we move on to the captain's deck that we have in green. We've got Sister Lily here, 2 energy, 1 action point. When played, reveal the top card of your deck. If the revealed card is Asta or Yuno, you can add it to your hand. If the revealed character is any other card, you can either put it on the top or bottom of your deck. So with a draw trigger, 2k BP, this is actually kind of nice. I don't know if this is like I mean, this might be a 4 of deck filtering, and you can even just straight up basically get a free draw off of it. That is really good, actually. No sideline either. That's actually a really good card. This is probably a 4 of, honestly. That's good. And then we've got the color trigger for the green Asta Yuno deck. It's going to be a 3 cost, so that kind of makes it the card you want to run for sure. Julius, when played, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add up to 1 card among them, add it to your hand, place the remaining cards on the top of your deck in any order, and then if you did add a card to your hand, you have to place 1 card from your hand on top of your deck or into your sideline. So you don't have to sideline the card. You can put it on top of your deck and then go for more abilities knowing exactly what that card is. That's so crazy. This deck's going to be crazy. Put this deck into the hands of someone with some high IQ, bro, and they know what they're doing. This is going to be crazy, the plays they can get off. Color trigger, if you don't know for green, you get to play a green character with 2 or less required energy, 1 action point from your hand set to active on the field. You should be able to do that quite often with this deck. I mean, you're going to have a lot of 3s, I guess, so either way. I mean, that Asta's a 2. Anyways, 2500 BP, double energy generator. Fantastic color trigger for sure. Very nice. They did Julius right. I like it. The Wizard King himself. And then some other cards we've got for the Asta Yuno deck. We've got this 3 energy cost, Sekri. I have not gotten to this part of the anime yet. 70 episodes in. Currently watching it, loving it. This is interesting. Who is this? Nero. Raid Nero. Oh, wait, what? Okay, this is interesting. Questions now. Spoilers. When played, draw a card. Active main, if on the front line, place the top card from this rated character into your sideline. If you do, choose up to 1 character on your opponent's front line, switch it to resting, and it'll remain resting the next time it'll be switched to active. Okay, so this card turns into a non-raid card too, which is pretty nice. That's not bad. Add to hand trigger, so it's going to be one of those raids that you cannot raid from life, but still, not bad. 3500, hopefully make it a 4K with Asta's abilities. It's a 3 cost, so we'll probably be running it. And then we've got 0 cost Charmy. When played, choose up to 1 character on your field. It gains 1k BP till the end of the turn. 500 BP, active trigger. We might have other zeros we run over it. We'll see. And then we have the Nero 0 energy 1 action point. This will be our generic active main switch to resting once per turn. It'll count as 2 energy generation, and then we have to sideline it during our main phase. Not a terrible card, especially since we have a raid for it. So. And then we also have another Nero here, 1 energy, 1 action point. When played, draw a card, and then put a card into your sideline. And with the draw trigger 2k, and we need it for a raid, that's pretty good, pretty good. Not bad at all. And then the last few cards here that it looks like they really want you to run for sure. Again, we're just looking at all the 3 costs essentially, but they're definitely probably made for this deck. 3 energy, 1 action point. The Clover Kingdom. You play this site set to active on the field. When played, look at the top card of your deck and then place it on the top or bottom of your deck. And then active main switch to resting every turn basically. You can give all of your characters on the field 500 BP. With an add to hand trigger, yeah, this is going to be a really nice rush deck that should be consistently buffing your characters up to almost 4k all the time. That's going to be crazy. Clover Kingdom, not a bad site. And again, it's going to be your 3 cost, which is good. And then our final, I Won't Give Up on You. 3 energy cost, 1 action point. And then this doesn't go with that deck, but hey, if you really wanted all the 3s you could get, but you're not finished yet, choose up to 1 character on your field, switch it to active. It gains 1k BP till the end of the turn, and then it goes into the other deck because of this line here. If Mara Leona is on your field, draw a card. Draw trigger, I mean, you'll probably not throw it in there. We probably got other options. And then the special for this deck is going to be 3 energy, 1 action point Rivals. Choose 1 character with 2k or less BP on your opponent's front line and sideline it. If you have either Asta or Yuno, you can choose a 4k. But if you have Asta and Yuno, you can choose a 5k on the field. Interesting way to do the final, but I mean, assuming you have enough Astas and Yunos, which there's tons of options, actually, you should definitely be able to get 4s and 5Ks removed, no problem. But yeah, that's going to be your special for it, and that's essentially the entire Yuno and Asta deck. Again, you've got other green cards that you could think about splashing in there, but there's literally, I mean, there's this Mereoleona who's a 3 cost, but that's pretty much it. For literally 3 costs outside of this deck. So yeah, up to you if you want to try to splash in some of these other ones, but the other deck that we'll dive into here is going to be the captains. Either way, though, this looks really good. Rushing, draw. I'm excited to try out the Asta Yuno deck. That's really cool. Well, you do have Asta and Yuno in red. This is definitely their dedicated deck, obviously. But yeah, taking a look at the captains deck, which honestly just looks like a straight up like big energy heavy beater deck that with some good draw power. It doesn't look terrible, but it definitely doesn't look like it's doing anything too insane. But the main card of the deck here, the big 7 energy raid Mereoleona Vermilion, impact 1, damage 2. Always insane to have as a combo. And then active main, if on the front line once per turn, you can choose one character on your field, switch it to active, and it gains 1 KBP till the end of the turn. That's actually really good. So you can play characters set to resting because there's not other raid cards really outside of her in this deck. But with her on the front line, you can buff them and play them set to active essentially. That's really nice. And then raid trigger with a 5k BP printed. And as you'll see throughout this deck, you're actually giving this 1k to other captains and getting extra effects when you get them to 5k, which is really cool. But real quick, the other Mereoleona cards, I've just got introduced to her in my season. I think that's how you say it, Mereoleona Vermilion. 0 energy, 1 action point, add this card to your hand, our generic raid card that you'll see, 0 for raids. And then 3 energy. When played, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 character with 4 or less required energy among them, add it to your hand, place the remaining cards at the bottom, and then if you did take a card, sideline a card. Double energy generator with a 3k, and we need her to raid, literally. So, not bad, not bad. Since we literally need her in the deck, she's a search double energy generator. We need to get to 7 eventually. I like that. That's very good to have. And then real quick, this actually isn't tied to either deck. It's just the generic 1 energy bounce this card or a 1 energy cost back. We just wanted to mention it. Is this, spoilers for me, because I'm still in the middle of the series, is this the Wizard King, Lumiere Clover? Oh my god, spoilers. If so, or like the first one or whatever it is in the intros, if so, they made him this is his only card? Anyways, they're probably saving him for the next set, his big cards. That's definitely him, right? There's no way. Clover? What? Lumiere Clover, that's sick. Anyways, haven't learned about him yet. 4 energy, 1 action point, Charlotte. We do have our first captain here, our other captain. She's going to have step, and then during your turn, if Yami is on your field, this character gains 500 BP, making her a 4k. Double energy generator with a draw trigger, not bad at all. And then we've got Nozel here, 4 energy, 1 action point when attacking. If this character is at 5k or more BP, draw a card. So if you use the effect for Mereoleona, he'll be able to get you draws when attacking, which is nice. And again, you can play him set to resting and set him active with her. That's going to be really nice. 4 energy for Fuegoleon Vermilion. If this character has 5k or more, he'll have impact, so you can instead get an impact off with him. The winner cards for him look really, really nice. So yeah, active trigger 2, 4k, make him a 5k with her. Yeah, not bad. There's your impacts with her, impacts 1, damage 2. Again, it's going to be a really nice heavy hitting deck once you set it up. And then we've got Leopold, no effect, just the active trigger, 2500 BP, with a nice stack of active triggers if we get a few more. Could be nice to have those in the deck just in case, for a higher chance of them to pop up. I don't know what you'll really be running this guy for, but there he is. We really want double energy in this deck. I'm not going to lie, having a 7 cost as the card we're trying to play out. I mean, I guess we do have Charlotte, Mereoleona. We could even run him. I don't think you're running Julius in this deck because you've got this Yami color trigger, and I think he plays better into it, but you could probably get away with this, actually. There's no reason you couldn't run Julius in the captain's deck, right? But yeah, while we're at it, we'll go ahead and dive into Yami here. He's the other color trigger for green. I don't think you're going to be running him in the Asta and Yuno deck just because he's a 5 cost and the other color's a 3. It just makes sense. But regardless, 5 energy, 1 action point. When played, you can pay an extra action point, making him a 2, basically. And if you do, choose one of the following. You can choose 1 rated card on your opponent's front line, place the top rated card into their sideline, or you can draw 2 cards. Now, what's funny about this is we don't have too many effects until Black Clover that are literally what it looks like making raid cards non-raid cards after they're played. So basically countering this card off rip, which is funny. On top of that, there's a lot of good cards like Saitama, for example, as well as some other cards that are not raid cards that he can't deal with. So, I mean, the draw 2 for the extra action point's nice, I'm not going to lie. But anyways, just keep that in mind. That is pretty funny. He's kind of countered off rip in his own set. But then active main, if on the front line once per turn, choose one character on your field. It'll gain 1k BP till the end of the turn. So, okay, so he's going to literally be also able to give 1k buffs as well. So, with him and the Mereoleona setup, you'll be able to get multiple captain buffs off, hopefully. But yeah, he's going to be your color for green. And you could even make him a 5k with his own ability if you wanted to. The other Yamis that we've got in this deck are going to be, I almost guarantee you're going to want to run him if you're doing captains. The generic 2 energy, when he's set to active, he's generating 2 energy. Yeah, since he's only a 2 cost, that's really nice to have for ramp for sure. No trigger, but you'll see that in every set, and it'll be good to have since we're shooting for a 7 cost. And then we've got 4 energy, 2 action point Yami. If a character on your field has BP higher than its base BP, reduce this character's action point cost by 1 while in your hand. Okay, nice. So he becomes a 1 action point cost when you use one of those active main abilities that we're trying to use. And then during your turn, this character gains 1k BP and damage 2. Add this card to hand trigger, 4k BP. Okay, nice. That's pretty nice. So he's just a straight up 5k damage 2. Hopefully set him to active with Mereoleona. And then we've got William Vengeance, right? Vengeance? I know it's William, I got that. 2 energy, 1 action point. When attacking, draw a card, then place 1 card from your hand to sideline. Oh, nice, nice. So hopefully get off a draw trash with this multiple times. That'd be nice. No trigger, but he's a 3k. Maybe just make him a 4 consistently too. Kind of be annoying like that. If you don't know, 4Ks in this game are pretty much what you're shooting for on average for really good attacks that can't be blocked a lot of the time for free. And then we've got Dorothy here, 3 energy, 1 action point. She's just going to be our generic, becomes a 2 energy cost to play if you're up against a purple or a red. Double energy generator though, and we don't have a ton of other options, so could be good to have if we're trying to get off that 7 cost. And then we've got 0 energy, 1 action point Kaiser. He's just going to be our impact nullifier, 2k BP, no trigger, nothing special. All right, then we've got 0 energy, 1 action point Jack the Ripper. If you have 6 or more energy generation, this character gains 1500 BP, making him a 3k all the time. And again, with those active mains, you're shooting for 4ks, so that could be pretty nice. And then he's got the active trigger too, 3k, so this is a really nice 0 to have for sure. And then we've got 2 energy, 1 action point Rill. Oh, is that his name? I've seen him in the anime, but he hasn't had too many moments, but he's got paint magic, right? Interesting. Rill, okay. Active main, you can only activate this ability if you have 6 or more energy generation. This character gains, this character generates energy, even if it's on the front line, until the start of your next turn. Oh, nice. Okay, so if you're at that 6 or more energy generation, he's going to just jump you to 7, hopefully, on the front line. That's really nice, actually. Okay, okay. Ooh, he's going to be great to have with a draw trigger as well, 3k. Okay, he's a 4 of, no question. And then the special that you're going to be running in this deck is going to be 4 energy cost, Dark Cloaked Dimension / Equinox. Funny enough, it has nothing to do with Yami. Choose 1 character on your opponent's front line with BP equal to or less than the highest BP of the characters on your field and sideline it. So yeah, you're essentially shooting to buff yourself up to a 6k, 7k. I don't think it'd really be possible to get to a 10k and kill a Saitama because then yeah, they can't be removed by abilities, but nonetheless, you could try to buff yourself to 10k, who knows. But that is going to be your special for the Captain's deck. And yeah, that's essentially it. That is the full green set breakdown for Black Clover. All in all, I think the Captain's deck is going to be interesting. I feel like it's not doing anything too new or special to ramp super fast to this 7 cost, but it does look like with how many other cards you have to play around, and you have like the Yami to buff cards as well, it's going to be really nice kind of flooding the board with these big cards, and constantly swinging with 4Ks, swinging with impacts and damage 2s and stuff. I won't lie though, I think Asta and Yuno is going to be a lot better, especially in the right hands too. I think this is going to be a very pilot dependent deck for sure, with how much deck filtering you're doing, with how many options you have to leave cards on the top or place cards from your hand to the top of the deck. Yeah, this is going to be a fun deck to play against and play. I'm excited to try it out, but man, it kind of reminds me of Esper Sisters. Like when you have so many different choices, you kind of get a little overwhelmed. Sometimes I'm so down for the deck to just play for me. So that's where I'll probably enjoy captains. I'm not gonna lie. If I can set up my big monsters, my big beaters, you're kind of screwed. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the green set. Let me know which deck you're gonna be building. I should have all the other sets up if you haven't seen those breakdowns, so definitely check them out. I really appreciate all the support, and I hope you guys enjoy, obviously, as always. But yeah, drop a like, subscribe, etc., all that good stuff. I'm excited for Black Clover. Good luck on your guys' pools, because I'm sure you're going to be ripping some packs, right? And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.